What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the Go M.A.D podcast. I am your host, Christopher. Man, I have so much stuff ready for today. I literally just had something that came to my mind out of nowhere. I don't even remember when it was. I know it was sometime last week that I was just after I finished last week's episode, which you guys should definitely check out. I was just going through, every day, just every time I finish an episode, I'm always looking towards, the next step, looking for what's next. So I was just really pretty much just like going through the motions and just evaluating stuff and giving myself feedback and, looking at my progression and stuff like that. So something just came to my mind and it came to my mind because I started thinking about how much it was affecting me like throughout the whole year. And it just came out with like a title, and that title I was like, whoa. I don't know if that was me, maybe that was God. Pretty sure it was God. And I was like, well, this is something I need to talk about. So I'm really excited. Most of this year we've seen everything that's been going on. This year has been so crazy. It's like, without words, like, just to realize, I think the most impacting thing is to realize that we're going to be in a future where, like, we'll think back to this year and it'll be a year of history. Like this is a year where so much has happened. So much has happened. So much information we have received. So much things have changed. So many things we've learned. I myself have learned so much and seen so many things. And in all the things that has happened this year, the scary part of it, like, to me, that I've seen is, as far as like the news and like on social media, like, it's so easy nowadays to get influenced by different things. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today is what do the sources say? What do sources say? And I say that because that those two words came to my mind, sources say, because I realized what I thought about was like, I follow like different NBA accounts, and like I'll see like, an update, like, this player has done this, or this player has agreed to sign to this contract, sources say. So I don't know why, I just thought about that and it came to my mind, and I thought about, like, wow, like, a lot of the times when we're going through social media, or we see like an update, or we see like something new has happened, or we see a video of some things, like, it's a source that's trying to tell us something. And it is so easy to get influenced. And I've even caught myself many times where I'm watching videos or watching some news, and it starts to impact me. And I realized, like, I need to learn to think for myself. That was the biggest problem for me. And I know, like, a lot of you might have the same issue where, like, maybe you haven't even thought about it. And then when you really think about it now, like, I hope you can take this moment to actually think about how much the news has actually influenced you and how much, like, it has impacted, the way you think. It is so important for us to understand where we receive our information and what information we should follow, what information we should listen to, what's information that's good for us, what's information that's not good for us. So the first thing that I want us to recognize is what's good for us. So what sources are good for us. And I want to, like, to make sure that you guys know that information and seeking it is not bad. So, like, having information out there, because I know a lot of the times, we think that we need to cut off completely from all ties of, news or anything like that. And I don't want you guys to do like that, because you guys have kept up with this podcast enough to know that I agree completely with having people that are close to you, that you can trust in, and that help you grow. So, and you guys have heard of me, mention to you, to seek a mentor, to find someone who is building up and helping you grow. And that's the kind of good information that you want to have around you. That's the good part that you want to have around you. You want to start to look for someone who has the same values as you. A lot of the times we tend to keep our mind open, and it's okay to keep an open mind. The problem sometimes is that we have this mindset, and we just take in all sorts of information, and we don't know what's true, because some people might think a certain way and other people might think a different way. And and it's so important for us to just look at what we believe, look at what's in our heart, look at what we're led by, and what our mindset, what we think is the right thing to do, what we think are the right things, and to seek those who see the same thing. And obviously, not the whole world will think the same. So it means that you're gonna have to cut off a few people. Um, and that's why you have to literally, intentionally, and carefully select, like, those people who you will allow to be in your inner circle. So your inner circle is pretty much like those people who you're willing to be so close to you that they can impact your life, that they can influence your life and the decisions you make. It doesn't mean they'll make it for you. It just means that they will play a huge part in the decisions that you make. So in order for you to select these right people that you can trust in, you need to intentionally select people. And some qualities that I wrote down, on some qualities that include that you want to look out for, that is important for you to have in your inner circle. You want to have someone who listens and understands. One of the most important things that I've realized with myself is learning to surround myself with people who are not just waiting to speak, who are not just waiting to say the next thing, and instead that when you have a conversation with them, that they're literally just listening to you and understanding you. And if they don't get to talk, then they're fine with it. They're good with just listening to you and understanding you. And that's what's like one of the biggest qualities, is to learn to find someone who listens and understands before they try to speak and be understood. Um, Another quality as well is you want to seek someone who is seeking to grow and to know more. And that goes hand in hand with the previous one. Someone who listens and understands is someone who's just willing to hear from you, who's just willing to potentially learn from you. That's someone you want to have. You want to have someone who you see not only listens to you and understands you, at the same time is trying to grow themselves and learn more, because they understand that not all of us and not any of us know everything. No one knows everything, which is why you shouldn't try to follow people or surround yourself with people who think they know everything. Because if they think that way, they are already limited in their own mindset. You have to be surrounded by people who know that they will never know it all, and the best they can do is to just grow and learn more every day. So when you see someone that is like that, that's someone that you want to keep very, very close to you. You want to keep someone who is constantly seeking to grow and constantly seeking to learn. Another quality as well, just following up on that, you want to have someone close to you in your inner circle who is willing to not only grow themselves, that they're willing to invest time to grow in you, to build you up. And this isn't only when things are good and life is awesome and you're like enjoying everything and like woo. It's in those times when you're in your toughest moments, and ask yourself, when you've gone through tough situations, who were the ones that were there for you? And we all know, I know that that list ain't long. So knowing that is what should give you the right idea of knowing who you need to keep close. And this is also for social media. So don't just think this is just your life overall. This is also social media, because we spent an embarrassingly big amount on social media, on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and stuff like that. I'm guilty of it as well. And the important thing is that you start to just start deleting people. Like, something that I do is I have this app where I just unfollow people that because there's those people out there that follow you and then unfollow you. I've never understood that, or ever understood the logic in that, or why people do that. Like, you think you're that important? Like, no, bye, unfollow. I've had the app to see like people who unfollowed me after I followed them, and I'm just like, I don't care who you are. The heck? So I just unfollow all those people. And the goal is for you to just start to follow people who have those same values, those qualities that I mentioned, that they're just seeking to grow, seeking to learn more, and are people who or people that that are helping you grow, helping you be better. Those are the ones that you want to keep close to you. And these are all categories of having good sources around you. These are the ones that you need to open your ears to and hear. These are the ones that, when you need to learn something, or you need to receive something or learn something, that's where you go to be influenced by something. That's where you go to be impacted by the information that you hear out in the world. And when you have your vision, your tunnel vision on those people, it helps you get so much clarity and know exactly where you need to listen to and where you need to get your information from. So we've got the good. So the next thing I want to talk about is the not so good. So the bad. So what are bad sources really? And this is pretty easy to explain. It's literally the exact opposite of what I was mentioning before of the good. So anything that's against you, anything that doesn't go with the values that you have, anything that doesn't go with what you believe. And again, like I think the goal for us is to learn how to just listen and understand everyone. It doesn't mean that we need to believe what they believe. It doesn't mean that we need to agree with what they're saying. The goal is for us to be able to think for ourselves and have our own opinion, because man, like this world it's a pretty ugly world. And the stuff out there, there's so many stuff out there that they have, they have their own agenda. People have their own agenda and their own intentions of what they want to push through. And you want to literally just anything that goes against what we mentioned, like all the good stuff, like anything that goes against anything that you see online, anything that you hear that goes against what you believe, that goes against your values, that is something that doesn't help you grow, something that doesn't help you be better. If it's just something that's just really not doing anything for you, then you just need to stay away from it. And it sucks because a lot of people blindly follow things that they don't know anything about. And like I find myself in these situations too, that before I would watch videos and stuff, and like on Twitter is the craziest, bro. Oh my gosh, like on Twitter it's so easy to just watch a video and you're immediately influenced and you have your own conclusion from that. And the people who are uploading or who post these kinds of videos, it's funny because they'll post clips, but they don't want to post the whole video. And a lot of I started to notice that trend of me just watching videos and seeing how it was impacting me. And I didn't like how I was feeling because I feel like I wasn't understanding everything. So what I do now, I spend way less time on social media because of it. And two, when I am on social media and I see videos like that, immediately, as soon as I, because it's funny because you can tell in the text or in the whatever the people put in the description of that video, you can already tell what their intentions are. It's crazy because you can see like this chair. I don't know if you can see the chair from over there, but you can see this chair, and you clearly see the chair. But and if I don't say anything, you just look at this as a chair. But then if I tell you and I start to say like this all happened from this person sitting on this chair and leaving behind a dangerous mark that now follows anybody who sits on it. You read that and now you look at this chair differently, and you're just like, whoa, it's like, who sat on that chair? And you're just like, it's like, what happened? And I was like, I kind of want to, I don't know about that chair. That doesn't look like a good chair I want to follow. And it sounds like a dumb analogy. I just had to use it because there's people that are like that you'll see a video and then someone will write this will come up with their own conclusion and their own description of that video without sharing the full story, sharing the full evidence. And then it becomes an endless cycle because that person will share that, and then other people will see that, and then they will retweet it or they'll share with others, and then it keeps going with everyone. And I see it's like, oh my gosh, it's like a downward spiral. And that's why, like, when I see videos like that and I see someone's already has their own intentions, I immediately, like, sometimes I don't even watch the video. I just go immediately to the comments and see what people say. Sometimes people post the full video. Sometimes people, who know that person, who know the contents of the video, will share, like, what was actually happening and stuff like that. And I started doing that more frequently. And I started to realize, the things that I see, It's not the whole story. Whatever I see or receive is not the whole story, which is why I wanted to come up with this whole message for today on knowing like how easy it is for us to get influenced by information and by stuff we see online and by other people. Like someone could say something and just those words alone can impact you. And it's so dangerous. The power of the tongue is so like powerful that we have to really learn how to carefully select and just surround ourselves by stuff that isn't like that. Literally, you can sum it up with this. If you're watching something or you're listening to something or you hear something, anything at all, and it's something that is negatively impacting you or negatively influencing you emotionally, mentally, you see and you start to evaluate yourself now as I'm telling you this. If you see that is impacting you negatively, stay away from it. Like cut it off. Like and like I said, some of the times we don't notice that it's having this effect on us. So that's why I'm telling you, I hope you can listen to this now and share it and start to think of the things that you let come into your life, come into your mind and your emotions, and think if it's really impacting you in a negative way, or if it's leading you to think negatively or think a certain way. And if it is, and you'll know if it is, because if it's not helping you grow or be better, then it's doing the exact opposite. There's no in between. If it's not helping you be better, if it's not bringing you laughs, if it's not bringing you happiness, if it's not helping you be better, then it's doing the opposite, which means that's what you need to stay away, and you need to cut it off completely. Because if not, then that's what's going to that's what's going to confuse you, because you'll have all this information, you'll have you'll know what's good, and then you'll still keep the bad in your life, and you're just like, I don't know what to listen to. And I say this because I was dumb enough, when I was younger, to be like that, where I was just like, oh, I believe in this, and then I see everything else happening in the world, so I'm gonna listen to this as well, and it just led to a whole world of confusion. And I feel bad right now, because with everything going on right now, I feel like everyone else is gonna, like, I cannot imagine, like, if that's how I felt years ago, I cannot imagine how other people feel who do not have guidelines like this, or that have mentors who help them grow, who have people who know how to teach them how to listen to the right information. Like, I feel so bad, because it's like everyone out there in the world who doesn't have stuff like this, or stuff to help them like this, they're getting influenced by everything and being confused. Like, if I was confused when I was younger, I can only imagine now with everything going on how it is. And that's essentially what drove me to want to talk about this, because it's so important for us to realize that we need to think for ourselves and not let ourselves be influenced by this stuff, because the world is bad, and there's people out there who just have their own intentions, and they have their own agenda that they want to push, and that's why you just have to learn to just stay away from stuff like that, and just, if it's negatively impacting you, like I said, if it's something that is not helping you at all, then you just need to cut it off, honestly. So we talked about the good, we talked about the bad, and now we have to talk about the ugly. And it's just pretty much following up on what I was saying. Even though you might not see it, or even though people like this might not see it, there's people who push their own agenda. There's people who are pushing their own intentions, who are trying to do their own thing. And that's why, like, this world is so dangerous, and why social media, if not used properly, can be so dangerous, because there are those out there who see these platforms and use it, that they believe something, they believe this should be done. They don't seek to understand others, they don't seek to value others, they don't show any effort of trying to connect with other people. So these types of people, they have their own beliefs, they just push their own agenda and release that without any intentions of helping other people grow. And then that information could potentially impact you in a bad way. And it's so, like, sometimes I think about it, and it really, like, sometimes it upsets me, because people do things so that they can lead you to believe what they believe, which is it's so barbaric and so dumb, to think that like you like people really honestly post stuff and share stuff with the intention of leading you to believe something. And it's dangerous because sometimes you might see things that looks like it's good and everyone's doing it and everyone's following it. It's like, oh, this, it's like, I guess I should believe this. Like pretty much what I was saying, you need to learn how to just think for yourself, even if on the surface it looks good and you see everybody's doing this. Do your own research, and if you're not willing to do your own research, stay away from that. I would be glad if you were someone who just decided to just not follow something because you're too lazy to research it, than for you to blindly follow something that you know nothing about. I would gladly prefer that, because you blindly following something that isn't beneficial for you, you just end up going down your own dark hole. And I don't want you to end up like that. I don't want you to do something that's only going to make you go backwards. So you can either research yourself. If you see something going on, if you're receiving something, like, you can either research and know if this is true, or if this is something that shares the same values as you, if it's within your criteria, within those qualities that you want to keep within you, that you want to let influence you. Then go all for it, go all into it, and cut everything else out. If you're not willing to research, or if your research says something contrary to what you're seeing out there and is leading you somewhere else, then stay away from it and go that way. Go wherever you feel like, where you feel inside you feel is the right thing to do. Do the right thing. Do the right thing for you, not for what someone else is saying is the right thing to do, not from what you see the news is saying is the right thing to do. Just do the right thing for you. Just do the right thing that will help you grow, help you be better, and anything that is not in that category, eliminate it and cut it off, because you only have 24 hours, and in those 24 hours that you're living in today, in this day, you need to make the best of it. So everything else that's not doing that for you, take it out, because it's not useful and you don't need any of that stuff in your life. So just some things to be able for you to practice this, that I want you guys to just take these things into consideration to be able to practice these types of things. Is one is limit your time online. My wife actually last week, she noticed how much time she was spending on social media, and she saw on iPhone. I don't know if it's the same on Android. I know on iPhone there's a feature where you can, or a setting where you can limit the amount of time you put on your on your screen. And I know obviously it's very easy. Like if you put like 10 minutes on Instagram a day, and like it's very easy for you to open Instagram and just ignore it. So it's gonna take some discipline to be able to commit to that. The goal is to just limit your time online. I see social media as that media that's social, like a platform where you get to be social. So use that platform to connect with others. Use that platform to talk with others, to share things with others, to see other people's things, and just connect with other people. Anything outside of that, like, cut that time away. And this is our summer season. This is the season where we're spending on growth and getting better. So invest the time in that and limit your time on social media so you can limit the amount of things that influence you. And the second thing is to realize now anything that's negatively impacting you, like, make a list right now of 3 to 5 things that you feel like impact you, or negatively is impacting you or influencing you emotionally, mentally. And whatever those things are on that list, eliminate it. Take it out and stay away from it. And then the last thing is to just select people. Intentionally select the sources that you do trust, and remember, like, from everything we mentioned today, that's the people who are willing to listen and understand, those who are themselves seeking to grow, and then not only seeking to grow, that they also seek to build you up. Those 3 qualities, so important, that they listen and understand, that they seek to grow themselves, and that they seek to build you up. So I hope this has helped you guys to see where you need to trust your sources, where you need to receive information. And the goal is for this to lead to a life where we can, where we're led by growth, and where we can, be involved in information that we can trust. And this will lead to us being able to think for ourselves and have our own opinions, and lead to the way that where we know what is the right thing to do. So if this has impacted you guys in any kind of way, don't hesitate to reach out to me on all social media. You can find me on Instagram at Go M.A.D Official. You can also find me on Facebook at my Go M.A.D page, and also on YouTube, where you're probably watching this right now, which, by the way, on my YouTube channel, I have a link of all my equipment, of everything that I bought to get me set up for my podcast. So if you want to get set up, if you want to start up with a podcast, it's such simple information, such simple things. So you can go look in my description and see all my equipment, all my gear, and go click those links, and it helps out the podcast as well. And if you want to support the podcast, you can also just go on anchor.fm and just click support. And I appreciate all the help that you guys have given me. And I just hope that we can all invest in ourselves and we can all go mad. I'll catch you guys in the next one.